everybody. One of Wiisdom here, 12:37 a.m. election day. I have lost my voice in the previous installment. Apologize about that. Not much I can do. It would help if neighbors would restrain their dogs and people would stop smoking, but that's rarely the case, and so I do the best I can. I've drank a lot of water. I've got a peppermint in my mouth. A lot of people always leave comments, "Ooh, that's nasty. There's something in your mouth. That's gross. That's disgusting." I don't care. You can leave. It won't bother me one bit. If I don't have this peppermint, I will lose my voice again, and I'm trying to avoid that. So, if it changes my voice, if it sounds disgusting, sorry, not sorry. It's that simple. So, here's what we're gonna do. Again, like I said, common sense, typical instinct would say take the top path. And it's going to be the most scythe. He's a scythe, swinger. That's what you should do for the Reaper. This sort of is like the Sonic Boom, the classic Sonic Boom deal. Siren Griffin, awesome, gonna take it. And to my credit, I still prefer that path. The bottom path, Media Griffin, it does more damage. If you go by the numbers, it's statistically superior. I just don't like it as well. Siren Griffin to me, even though it doesn't do as much damage, I like it better. I use it. That's a big thing. A lot of times with the Skylanders, if you have a primary versus secondary, a secondary versus tertiary, a primary and tertiary versus secondary, there could be ungodly damage numbers. But the truth is, if you're using a character and you love their primary attack, and it's what you use, you're probably better off taking that path, okay? If there's a character and their primary attack is fantastic, and you're like, I kind of like that weak dash, take that path, If it's a situation where you're just going, what's the most practical? And you could pick and you could upgrade, say, the Scythe in this case, and make it probably astronomical, but you sit there and you think, hey, that thing's already pretty salty considering the damage numbers and the instances of damage with the combo. I think if I upgrade the primary or secondary or whatever else there is, he would be super well balanced and therefore a better character overall. There's so many different ways you can look at this. I had about convinced myself to take this one because then when I reset I would be on this, which I thought might be better or more interesting. Then I started reading this, and not this actually, but these, and extra spin, armor, more speed, more damage, winning, more speed, more damage, projectile deflection, winning, shockwave, awesome. So those are three pretty awesome things I would have to say. But coming down here, longer and stronger. And when you hit this, you get a shower of war scythes. And again, no strategy guide. I do this blindly. Are the war scythes going to do 90 to 120 a piece, or are they going to rain down from the sky and do 5 to 8, and you're going to be super disappointed? I don't know. That's why I do these videos, Explosive dash also sounds pretty cool. So then, in the logical course of things, I base it on aesthetics when there's two characters. If I had steel-plated, he would go down the top path. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, but he's a Reaper. You should let him have the scythe stuff. Here's the thing. These gravity wells, it looks so cool when Sickle spawns them in. Aesthetically, it's going to clash with steel-plated. Let steel-plated have the better. Then again, this doesn't really seem to be direct to the scythe. It's sort of through the remnants. Steel-plated is just such a strange alt techo, in all honesty, but this sort of seems a little bit more dark and sinister to me than just like, ooh, little orbs, I don't know if anyone else follows me there, but those are my thoughts, and I'm sticking to them. Soul Gem is in the dark Sensei realm. I prefer that wording better than Sensei Dark realm. SCYTHENADO. Attack a gravity well with your war scythe to create a tornado that shoots war scythes. This is a situation. Will this be impacted by the bottom path and do more damage? Versus, hey, take the top path and then reap the benefits, of the bottom path to a degree by way of the Soul Gem. I don't know. And then over here, SCYCLE, this is kind of justification to take the bottom path and use your Sky Chi You see, so it's really kind of a toss-up here. And for whatever reason, at 12:42 today, this morning, I'm thinking take the top path first and just hope that this bottom path is as cool as I'm thinking it will be, and that I will like it, and that the top path can sort of take care of itself, you know? So we'll have to see. Again, it comes down to playstyle, and a lot of times you'll think you'll know, but until you've experienced the two paths yourself, it's kind of hard to make a prediction even on your playstyle. If this was straight, he's not really a straightforward character either. If you've got like Cinder and you can either upgrade, like your Spectral Lightning or your dash attacks, that's a little bit more clear cut. Which one are you going to use? Which one do you think is stronger already? This is honestly a really, really tough toss-up. And I think we're going to go this route and see what happens. And if I do get steel-plated, then I'll let him take the top path after we've reset. If I don't get steel-plated and get another hood sickle, I'll do the same. If I take the bottom path last and it sucks in comparison to the top path, I'll just painfully reset him yet again and go back through, get the money, and take the top path. So, such is life, my friends. Tough decisions. So we're doing it. We're going to take 6 Sickles and darker Dislocations right now. Then when I reset, we will come in and we will take That's a Swell Gravity Well. And hope that it's awesome, because otherwise we will feel really stupid. So let's do it. Alright, so you need, I believe, 6,900 for these 3 upgrades here. More Remnants is up first. Now drop up to 4 Remnants. And keep in mind you were doing 2 the entire time with the dash. And this is up to 4. So I don't know if sometimes you will and sometimes you won't. We'll have to see. Press X to absorb them and gain an extra spin. Armor, more speed, and more damage during the Dark Scythe combo, which is, of course, our box stock primary attack. 1,700 is the price. Let's get it and figure out what we've got. So, we're going to dash now. This is what we look like. Swinging the scythe. I only see 2. We picked them up. Alright, let's just get right down to it. First thing first, do we still do 40? Yes. Alright, I'm gonna don't go off the plate. There we go.
I reap what I sow.
We did buy that, right? Because that's not more damage. I don't know if, like, maybe it's just the final spins that would get the increase and we're missing it that way. Let's just take care of this. No, everything was 52 or 78. Everything. Huh. And you can't really document the speed, the armor, and whatnot numerically. Let me make sure we're reading this right.
The afterlife.
I've never seen 4 Remnants, ever. We'll try that. I'll try holding it down for 3 seconds and see. Maybe it's a case where you have to dash twice. You get 2 one time and 2 the next, and then you can combine them that way. Maybe that's what it is, and we're just missing them that way. I can't showcase the armor, but that's a huge deal. I can't... The speed, if they're talking about the swings and him in general, we'll try to tell. More damage is what we are most interested here, for all intents and purposes. Let's try to figure it out. So, there's 3. There are 2 Remnants. If I do this again, well, it's timed out already. So we'll just tap once. Okay, I think that's the key. We're going to tap once, get the Remnants, tap again, get these 2 Remnants. I don't know that he's definitely not quicker, but let's get these guys in here. See what we can do. So tap, swing, tap, swing. No, we're still doing 52.
Cut above the rest.
What am I missing here? Well, so far our decision is looking absolutely brilliant. Oh, I see. I think I figured it out there. Okay, coming down here so we have more space. Dash, don't pick it up. Dash, don't pick it up. Now there's 4. Then you pick them up. I think that's it. What was that meter? Wasn't there just a weird meter that appeared there? Am I the only one? Did anyone else see that? I haven't seen it again. But I swear it was there. Alright, let's do this once more. And that was an increase in damage. So we've at least figured that out. So tap, don't pick up. Tap, don't pick up. Get them all. And we're going to do 64 to 96. Please come in. Okay, so I never saw anything other than a 64. I feel good about that. We figured it out. It's not... It seems like you could stack the 4 however you wanted. But essentially, dash, have the 2 remnants, do not pick them up. Dash, get 2 more remnants, do not pick them up. Well, you will, but I mean, essentially, get the 4 remnants on the screen, then pick them up when you press X. That'll institute the 64 to 96. So, 4 remnants. The extra spin is really, in my opinion, somewhat trivial. Because here's the case in point. If he's going to spin around 1 time there, and then with a couple of those remnants, he's going to spin around 3 times, and then he spins around 5 times. If we're doing the same damage numbers, I mean, you're going to be spamming X anyway to take advantage of it, so you're either spinning or swinging, and if it's at the same damage number, makes our life a lot easier. Now, something I feel obligated to do, tap, tap, pick it up. 171, well, we got a critical there, so that was cool. I wonder, okay, let's get this guy. Tap, tap, pick it up, and now dash. 73. Okay. So that doesn't increase it at all. I think we've done that correctly. A little, somewhat complicated, but I feel like we've figured it out successfully. So, tap, don't pick up, tap, pick up all 4. The extra spin, again, it's the same damage. I'm like, if the spin went up incrementally, you know, like you do 64 to 96, and then spin 1 is 70, spin 2 is 76, that would be worth noting. But if it's the same number, you know, like I said, just easier for us, so I'm good with that. Even more remnants, which should be quicker to document, assuming it follows suit. Now drop up to 6 remnants, which grant another combo spin, which if it stays at the same damage number, fantastic for us in terms of easily documenting it. More speed, more damage, and then projectile deflection, which that's kind of armor to me, but let's say we're in a scenario where we're battling maybe a quick shot or a bow slinging type of an enemy. I can only assume that it would deflect that, you know, more so than if we just had the increased armor from the previous upgrade type of a thing. I don't know, it's something you'll probably have to just play around with in-game. Case in point, you'd go somewhere where you know enemies with projectiles are. Go through with upgrade 1, see what it does, come in, hit the Skylander menu, buy this upgrade, see what it does. But you really, it's just generally a shield, and you don't take as much damage, so not really something we... 2200 is the price. Let's just see what we get. Alright, so...
Cool.
No, we got a lot of those off. Like, we went through 3 full combos before it dissipated. So I don't know if, like, each one kind of has its own time frame and they stack or something like that. But let's first get this guy. I'm doing a 40. Oh. See why that needs to be bigger. And he's timed out. So, there's our 1. 52. Good there. So let's do this. Tap dash. Tap dash. Still 64. I wonder if we should count these out. feel like that was slightly more than 8 seconds. Let's do 2 of them now. I got about 8 seconds there. And then 3. Yeah, 8 seconds. So I think it all stays the same. So now what we need to do, we've got 6 remnants. Let me type that in. And we will actually attempt to get some numbers here. So set 1, set 2, set 3, pick them up. That's, I can't tell if that was 75 or 76, man. That's a 76, right? I'm pretty sure it was. And the other thing that would back that up, we came in and essentially we were sitting at 64. We actually bumped, of course, to 52. And then 64 is plus 12. 76 is plus 12. So half of 76 is 38. 76, 86, 96, 106, 114. So 76 to 114, I believe, is where we're at after 6 remnants. I don't think the dash has changed any.
In the shadows.
No. That was odd. We picked up 3 and we only did 52 there. Anyway, I think we've done what we needed to do. Lastly, we've got Dark Stinger. The last spin in Dark Scythe combo now causes a powerful shockwave. Now this is something I was pretty excited about, but we're going to have to see what it looks like in the game, the radius of it, and most importantly, again, obviously the damage numbers. So 3,000 is the prize, so let's get it. The other thing that'll be interesting with this is right now we can institute it box stock when we're doing 40 to 60, right? Let's say that it does 60 to 90. Is it going to be a situation, I would assume, based on what we've seen, regardless of whether we have no remnants, 2 remnants, 4 remnants, or 6 remnants, I'm thinking it's going to be the same radius and the same damage. But let's start figuring that out. So here's our little enemy. Oh, okay. Amazing radius, but that was worthless in terms of getting to appreciate it. We're killing the guy. I think it's 80, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah. Let's get 2 of these dudes in here and try to stay planted. This is so hard to appreciate. Let's get a lot of them. And I hope I don't hit them all. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, he came off from the edge of the world there. And I'm not trying to hit them, I just want the shockwave. Look at this guy. I wonder. Yeah, well, he just toyed with us there, didn't he? Okay, so cool.
I'm not above the rest.
Let me come down here so you can see it. It basically will cover the entire diameter of that arena up there. I like that. I really do. That's actually been my favorite thing on this top path, and I do like it, but I'm optimistic that that's a swell gravity well. Will turn out to be pretty good too. Now the question, of course, we know that Dark Stinger is going to be 80 to 120. Great radius. And then it's sort of a combination, like it pushes them into the sky and knocks them back, so we're just going to say knockback. Here's the ultimate question. We're going to get this guy here. We're going to dash. Oh my gosh. We're going to dash. We're going to pick up a set of 4. And we kill him. Beautiful. Let's get a lot of these guys. So we got 4. Still 80. Okay. So here's the plan now, Stan. Gonna kill him. Set 1, set 2, set 3, spawn, Let's pick them up. Still 80. It's going to be 80, period. Alright, so yeah, I mean that was kind of what we expected there, and I'm okay with that. The thing about this path is, and this, what I'm gonna say that's negative, there was that meter again. You saw it. That's the second time. What is up with that? Why is it? Is that the SCYCLE meter? I don't know. I'm not using SCYCLE. Anyway, but we're going to. Don't you wait. Or, yeah, wait. Don't you worry. But wait, we're going to use it. If I had to say something bad about this, and this kind of applies not only to 6 Sickles and darker Dislocation, this path, the top path, but to the base upgrades. This box stock did 40 to 60, okay? We just took the Sickles and darker Dislocation path, and still on the standard swing, we just do 40, which that's actually pretty good. And again, 40 to 60 with a crazy radius, you know, on 4x, 5x, potentially 6x in some cases. 40 alone, salty. Do it 4 times, that's 160. If it's 5 hits, like I think with the combo, basically you're just going to go ham on this. You're going to continue spamming it. Everyone will. If you really do get 5 hits, that's, at worst case scenario, 40x5, 200 points of damage. Something I would have liked to have seen, though. Perhaps, instead of having more remnants or something, if they would just up the standard damage from 40 to, say, 50 or 48 or anything, you know? And I know what some of you are saying, like, yeah, but it goes up with the remnants, you know? You just collect the remnants. Here's the problem. Number one, just straight across the board, if I could swing that and do 50 right now, or 48 or 45 or anything, that's significantly better than stock, and it increases with a standard swing, a solo swing like that, or the combo. In order to have the primary attack increase in damage, you have to have the remnants. And this is my beef with this. In order to have the remnants, it's not like they spawn when you do the combo and get the shockwave or something. You have to do the dash. So you literally have to do that. The dash itself doesn't do any, you get no benefit to the dash here. Nothing. It's basically just what it was when you were box stock with the addition of your extended dislocation, when it, you know, became 1, 2, 3, you know, 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap. Oh wait, that spawned off all 6. Why did we not know that? Well, okay, that helps a little bit. But the bottom line I'm getting at is, if I upgrade, essentially, if I'm taking the Scythe path, you sit there and you look at Hood Sickle and you're like, okay, what is this guy? He's an undead element? No, he's a dark element. What is he, though? He's a Reaper. Oh, yeah, he's got that Scythe. So you're like, I'm all about the Reaper. I'm all about the Scythe. And you take the top path. To not get just the first upgrade or the final one or any of them, to take just the standard swing up. What I'm getting at is, when we take the bottom path, I know we're going to be missing out on the remnants, and I actually really do like the shockwave at the end. I'll have all those upgrades to the gravity well that we don't get with this top path, which they may suck, they may be awesome, I don't know. But what I will still have is, I'm going to do 40 to 60 with this, just like you're doing now. In my opinion, there should have been at least something on this path that directly impacted the standard scythe swing without having to use remnants. But now that we saw what we did, if we dash, you get 2 remnants, right? So now I'm assuming if I hold this, let him tap twice, will we get 4? Yes, okay, that's way better. So, like I said, my other gripe was going to be, and it still is, that in order to get the upgrades to the scythe swing, you know, damage-wise, you've got to have the remnants, and that was going to entail you having to do 1, 2, 3 dashes. But if we hold for 3 seconds here, there's 6 of them. and you're going to come in and just eradicate things at 76 apiece. And then you get the shockwave. If we got another full cycle, tons of spin. I mean, it's going to be a pretty decent path. Let's not kid ourselves. It's just I stand firm in saying something here should have upgraded this without the remnants, and then that remnant should have just enhanced that. In my opinion, upgrade 1, your scythe now does more damage, you know, but being able to hold that for the 3 seconds and get the 6 remnants, that's pretty nice. I would, however, have liked to have seen that do more damage, you know, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a pretty sweet path, and I love the look of the scythe. That sort of like ethereal, undead, dark element glow. It works pretty well for him. But I just don't understand. It's so simple to just say, hey, swing your scythe to do more damage. And we didn't get that. But overall, I can't really complain past those 2 points. They are fairly big. The ability to hold this for 3 seconds and get all 6 is a huge pick-me-up. If you had to institute 3 dashes to get them, it would suck. I mean, it would be good when you did it, but it would suck to have to do all 3 of them. Dark Stinger, I have nothing bad to say about it. I think it's really cool. And if we take Swell Gravity Well, and it's kinda good, but not super awesome, Dark Stinger might alone be enough for me to come back, because it's going to help out immensely when you're battling tough enemies if you can push them back. And of course, when you do that, you can charge off a dash, either into the crowd if you're high health, or away from it if you're low health, or maybe there's a pretzel or a pizza slice or something. Imagine the enemies are up there, you knock them back, you charge this way, as you come forward you pick all that up and you do the increased damage, which that's taking your standard swing of 40 all the way up plus 36 to 76. So it's got its perks, but biggest complaint, I would have preferred to just see straight up scythe increased damage. But it actually is a little bit better once I figured out we have this, and I think it'll actually be a pretty good path. Again, just because I say something, some people get all up in arms and, oh, you hate that path. No, I think it's going to be pretty good, and in fact, I'm not sure Swell Gravity Well is going to beat it, but I do have the legitimate complaint I would have liked to have seen increase to the scythe. That said, let's check this out. Let's introduce it properly. Dun dun dun. Can't do the Soul Gem yet. I don't even know where the Dark Realm is, but we've got the Sky Chi power again. The Sentinel Shrine can be found in Scholarville. Ultimate Sensei attack. Hold right trigger to perform your Sky Chi power and hurl dark energized war scythes. No clue what to expect. It's called SCYTHE, and we're going to figure that out right now. So I'm going to get all these guys in here. We can have up to 4. And here we go.
May the void have mercy on you.
Oh my gosh. 46.
Darkness consumes all.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. I did not count a duration on that, but I think that the 46 to 69 raining scythe, and then I think our hits were doing, like, if we actually landed a hit, I feel like it was 97. Half of that would be what? 48.5, which would be 49, so 97 plus 9 is going to be 106, 146 perhaps on the critical side. Can we fill that meter back up? I'm honestly not quite sure how it works. I guess we could just go to town right now. See what happens. Oh, it has to be full. So yeah. I'll look at that in editing. Is that meter filling? It's hard for me to tell. It is. So I just need to kill like 1 million enemies is all. Which that's, you know, we can handle that. Oh yeah, meter is loving this.
side.
Look how long we've had this active. I mean, that was pretty impressive in and of itself, I have to say. I don't know where, I don't know where the fourth guy's at. Must be down there somewhere. We've almost filled it up. I guess we'll go for it. I wish that did more damage too. Okay, so we've got access to it again. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get all 4 of these guys back. And what I plan to do is just count the duration. So you look at the damage numbers, we'll have them in the video, but let's see what he can do.
May the void have mercy on you. Darkness consumes all.
I feel like it was 10 seconds, and I feel like I saw something that was 428 at the end. When he sort of like Boki Hone spun that thing, I feel like I saw 428. It did look to be a critical, but I mean that's a salty little number there. So yeah, that is what it is, man. We're gonna try to figure out how to document that Sky Chi, but you know we showcased it for what it's worth. That's what we can do here. I think I'm gonna end this video, and I'm gonna reset him sadly, and hope that that's a swell gravity well sort of delivers for me, because truth be told, this is pretty cool. I wish we would have seen the increases to the primary and secondary straight up, but they're performing pretty well. Let's not kid ourselves. So this is Sickle. This is his top path, or if you want a tongue twister, it is the 6 Sickles and Darker Dislocations upgrade path. I think it's pretty cool, and I am hoping that I can reset him and take That's a Swell Gravity Well, and think it's a little bit cooler, because otherwise we're going to have to reset him from there and come back and take this one. So, nearly lost my voice there. That said, something I will have to figure out when we reset him is if I have to go back to the Sentinel Shrine. I'm thinking we will, but I don't know for sure. But I think he turned out pretty good, not gonna lie. So let me know your thoughts. Have you upgraded Sickle yet? Do you have 2 Sickles? What do you think of steel-plated Sickle? Which Sickle, if you've got both of them, did you assign to which path and why? Which is your favorite? Which one do you think is the most practical to take for certain playstyles, including your own? Whatever you want to talk about, feel free to leave it down in the comments section. If you want to say, hey, wait, no, don't reset him, you're going to hate that path. The top one is amazing compared to the bottom. Feel free to do that too, but it's unfortunate. I probably already reset him by the time you do that. Hey, I had a good time. I hope you did too. OneOfWiisdom.com, SkylanderClub.com. If you're super into Skylanders, check it out. I created the forum. I run it. I made it for people like yourself. Check it out. Enjoy it. That is what it is all about. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Beam. Those are the places that I stream. You can follow me on Twitter, regardless of which side I stream to. I will always let you know before I go live. So subscribe if you have not. Leave a like. Your support is always appreciated. If you really want to help me out, go ahead and tell your friends about the channel. Again, I am not in a third-party partnership like pretty much everyone else. I don't use clickbait titles and thumbnails. I take things straight from the videos and subject matter we're working with. So I do it old school, and that pretty much gets you nowhere on YouTube. So if you enjoy it, spread the word, and we'll go like that. So thanks so much for watching. Gonna have a good time with Sickle, and let's hope that the bottom path is pretty cool too. So stay tuned for that, and I will catch you back here for our next installment of Skylanders Research.